All right, welcome back to the Patrick Melson Show every Saturday at 1 p.m. So keep your radio on and tune to NBC 1260 AM and 96.1 FM. All right, so we're back with conservative Barbie. Barbie, I think we've got Alison Hicks on the line with us. Alison is a tennis pro that had some issues here in Arizona, living up in Anthem, Arizona, and got to visit Joe Arpaio's tent city. And so she wanted to share a little bit of her information with the listeners, a little bit of her story. So, Dennis, can you bring Alison on? All right, Alison, are you with us?
Yeah, Dennis, and Patrick, thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on. I know you've emailed me several times, and I wanted to connect with you. And so I know you got to spend some time with Sheriff Joe's, mansion place down there, the mansion party place, the tent city. So just bring us up in the beginning, though. You told me you were out here. You're a tennis pro, and you do lessons and that sort of thing. You were living in Anthem, Arizona. Is that right?
I was the head tennis pro at the country club at Anthem for Del Webb. I worked my way up the ladder as a single mom, and he actually.
Well, now hold on a minute, though, Alison. Bring us from the top, though. What happened? You were at some point you were charged with a crime.
Felony 3. Intent to kill, murder my 7-year-old daughter.
Okay, that's a pretty hefty charge. Tell us exactly what really happened.
Sheriff Anthony Rogers was in a bad mood, and he came to my house unannounced. In the reports, there are no CPS involvement. My daughter, 3 p.m., like 55 degrees, she was safe at the neighbor's house for 10 minutes. Patrick.
Now hold on a minute. Hold on. What I'm trying to get to is the actual why you were charged. So apparently, did you leave your child unattended or something, or what happened?
Nope.
Now, your daughter, was she around, like, just playing with other kids in the neighborhood or in the cul-de-sac, or was she in the custody of someone else?
She was at Kim's house, and it's all on dispatch.
Okay. But anyway, so apparently the deputy that came out, because I know Anthem is part of the county up there, so apparently a deputy come out and apparently thought you left the child unattended and basically arrested you. Okay. All right. And then, I think from what you told me before the show, somebody actually called the police on you, maybe just trying to get you in trouble, it sounds like.
No, I've never blamed John Salter. What I think was he made a careful phone call.
Okay.
He wrote a letter.
Now, hold on. All right. So let me get to this then. So your child was at the neighbors or playing in the front or whatever. Where were you at?
Oh, we went to the park. And
okay.
he was at the ice skating rink, and he never showed up.
You mean the park near the house, like the community center?
Actually, we were down at Kids Day.
Okay.
At a fair.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, sure. So they had some festivities going on. 25-cent day hot dogs, 25-cent day popcorn. I hate to blame Sheriff Arpaio for everything he does wrong. Well, yeah, because he had nothing to do with, getting you in trouble. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, though. When you were charged at the time you were arrested or whatever, did you feel at the time you had done anything wrong? Like maybe you had left your child unattended in any way? Okay.
No. Opposite of child abuse. 2 minutes.
How old's your child at the time? 6 years old, I believe I have.
Almost 7.
Okay. And she had a cell phone?
She had a cell phone, her coat on. It wasn't snowing and sleeting. I spent so much money.
All right, so here you are. I mean, you're a tennis pro. I'm sure you're making a lot of money by now tennis lessons and that sort of thing. So
I play, but it's the most horrific crime you can be charged of.
Well, yeah, I thought it sounded like you would have had to have put your child in some sort of danger, wouldn't you think, Dennis? I mean, like Barbie said, like DUI with children in the car or something ridiculous for a Class 3 felony. Come on, that's crazy.
Look, Class 3 means you intend and plan it out to kill your kids. And no, I love my kids. She was in Taekwondo. She was in dance.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move forward here. So anyway, so you were charged, and you spent some time at Tent City. Of course, you're waiting probably to go to trial. I don't know if you got out on bail or anything, but tell us what happened.
No, the hearing officer let me off right away. He said, "Alison, you might have been a little depressed that day," and he let me out. I didn't go to jail for 1 year later. I had 3 probation officers. This is the lesson you learn. Don't take a plea bargain in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, so Allison's message today to everyone is do not take a plea bargain.
Nope. Go to trial.
Go to trial. Well, I think you mean by that if you're innocent, because I'm thinking, if you murdered 10 people and they offered you that, hey, we're going to let you live instead of sending you to the gas chamber, you might want to take that plea.
I know, but they lied to me. Jamie Nolan and James Nolan, his husband, they lied. They were high-fiving in the courtroom. I didn't go to jail for 1 year later.
Okay. All right, so then bring us up to that. So you went to jail for this for a while awaiting trial or whatever took place. Tell us about Sheriff Joe's Tent City, because I've heard some stories, but tell us what your experience was.
Oh, please. This place is worse. He brags about Afghanistan. Cockroaches, mice, bugs, Hanatomavirus. The showers turned on freezing cold. $25 an hour for a collect phone call. But why would he let me go to the Hamptons and teach tennis? The judge, Michael Arpaio, and Terry Clark quashed the case. The case was brought back up. Tent City has pigeon poop. It's horrifying.
So your point is the conditions are not good. But I mean, people are living there. I mean,
Allison, did you have work release? In 12 days, by the time I got work release, it was over.
Well, now hold on. When did you go to the Hamptons for the tennis instruction? Was that while you were?
It was after the plea.
Okay.
They lied in the plea agreement. I took my daughter to the Hamptons twice.
Okay.
Worked with Mark Brett, head of 250 Kids Tennis. Terry L. Clark, Jamie Nolan, Judge Michael Arpaio. They let me go teach tennis as a felon 5 child abuser with my kids to the Hamptons to teach Madonna's kids, to teach Britney Spears' manager's kids.
Oh my!
It's funny
maybe you were not so dangerous after all. Now, you told me you spent 2 months in there.
And the horrifying thing was I had 3 probation officers, and they chased me around, and they threatened me jail, and they set me up.
Now, Allison, hold on a minute. I got to ask you this. Did you have competent legal advice during your, during your defense here?
I did. I had friends, family.
I mean, lawyers. Did you have a public defender, or did you have a paid?
The public defender, Jamie Nolan.
That's what I'm trying to get to. Did you had a public defender? You did not pay for your own attorney?
No, I should have. I believed her.
Okay.
I had the job coming up in the Hamptons because you can't teach tennis in Arizona in the summer. We all go.
That would be child abuse.
I know. So I made I made $30,000 in the Hamptons with no travel purpose. They lie, and people need to be.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, we know that you can be handled in a very poor form with the justice system. You got to make sure you got to have an awesome attorney. You got to be lawyered up, as they say.
Had I had it to do different, I would have hired James Redpath for like $3,000.
Yeah.
I did exactly what they said.
Oh my.
But they dropped the case, and only in Arizona they can bring the case up twice. So.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, they could drop a case and not have enough evidence, or not want to charge you at that point, and then they can always bring it up later. Sure.
But why would the same judge? I got it in writing. Judge Michael Arpaio, Terry Clark, quashed the case, and then all of a sudden, I'm a child abuser.
Yeah. Well, you get these prosecutors that, it's kind of up to them to bring cases. Now, let's move on to Tent City. So tell us again, I mean, what was your experience there? Did you, were you able to sleep okay? Did you eat all right?
No, I almost died.
No way.
When you served 60 days there? No, the first time, 12, because I was so nervous.
Now, let's get this straight. So you served 12 days the first time you were in, then you served 8 days.
I'm 100 pounds. I'm dehydrated.
Now, hold on. Then you served 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 2 months, that's a pretty long stretch. So you were in there day and night. You weren't on work release or anything like that?
No.
All right.
So were you in stripes or were you in street clothes?
Stripes right away, no bail.
Okay.
The first time was the worst, was the winter. It was less than 20 degrees. I was so nervous. I didn't know. They never cared about my kid. My kid never. CPS was never involved.
Right now, do you currently have your child now in your custody?
Of course.
Okay.
She got almost a 4.0.
Nice.
At U of M.
Well, glad to hear that. Now, so as far as the stay at Tent City, I mean, would you recommend it for anyone else at all?
Oh my God! There was mice crawling on me.
But see, I've had this now, Allison. I've had this discussion before with people. Now, I mean, it sounds like it's really rough in there, and I don't know if it's cruel and unusual punishment at all. I don't think it falls under that. But I mean, but my question to you is that, I mean, do you want jail to be nice, where they can have plush sofas and nice food and cable TV and Playboy magazines and all that?
It's a desert.
Yeah.
It's but
I think, isn't Sheriff Joe, isn't his point to try to make it to where people don't want to go there and stay very long?
99% are probation violations. I used to love the guy.
Okay, so you used to love Sheriff Joe up until you had to stay with him. Is that?
But I didn't do anything wrong, and then
right.
you.
Well, see, I think that's a valid point in the sense that obviously a lot of people that get charged with something are innocent. So, but unfortunately, they get to go down and spend their time. They have to wait it out to see the judge or whatever, and they have to endure this stuff even if they're innocent. And it's unfortunate, but I guess that's just the way.
It's inhumane. When you don't get medical treatment, when you don't get, like for a brown recluse, it's county jail, man. Michigan, we don't get that.
Sure. Well, Allison, let me ask you this. I mean, I know this is all went down on you, and it's no joke for you, but I know you've gone through a lot. And I don't know much about your story and your case, but I do know that you've made a lot of media rounds in the past. I mean, do you feel like, are you trying to work to try to change anything? Or are you just trying to get your message out, or what?
And, thanks for that question, because I work for the Innocence Program.
Okay.
They're doing a wonderful job. I wrote a book, www.backspinmymovie.com. I feel so sorry for a girl named Gloria that's got her kids in Tent City. You can only feel so sorry because I was there. I think the tents, with what happened to me, was awful. I'd never been camping in my life. Okay?
Yeah. Well, you know, they say some of the best memories are made while you're camping. All right.
Well, I'm not. No, not with the mice and the cockroaches.
Sure. I get
and then
that.
And then the girls made fun of me because I only got 12 days. And then they put food on my bed. I got beat up. It was awful.
You did? Like, isn't there tight security there? Like, somebody is like a guard ready to give somebody the smackdown if they step out of line?
Nope.
No, you're kind of out there on your own?
Squat, drop.
Oh, my.
I don't want to get really gross, but if you have your period, it's like, it's so degrading.
Sure.
I mean, just knock it off.
Yeah.
You
So it's not a lot of fun. I mean, we get we hear it over and over. Sheriff Joe's place is not a fun place to be, but I think that's the whole intention of it. So obviously there's always going to be a lot of controversy and, on that subject and so forth. But hey, Allison, we're going to have to let you go in a moment.
Okay.
Is there anywhere you got a website or, Facebook? If anyone wants to maybe read up on your story, I know you can Google your name, Allison Hicks.
BackspinMyMovie.com.
Say that again.
BackspinMyMovie.com.
All right. And then Allison Hicks on Facebook?
Alison A. Hicks.
Allison A. Hicks.
On Facebook. And thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I'm just glad it's all over now. You're going to move forward, it sounds like, and continue instructing kids with tennis, and that's a good thing. I like that. But it sounds good. Hopefully you can get the message out. I mean, I know nobody wants anyone that's innocent to be in jail. I know I sure don't.
You just got to be careful when they try to ruin your career. And that's what they did. They ruined my career. So,
all right. Well, hey, for Allison A. Hicks on the Patrick Melson Show, thanks for calling in. And we're going to have to go to break, Dennis. We'll be right back with